yes guys, welcome back to another video, and as mentioned, while Mark is working on the M4, me and Jack are going to be discussing a few items just over here regarding stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, and Jack has said stage 4 as well for the majority of BMW engines that we work on here at Williams Performance. That's your S55, your B58 and your N55. In no particular order, but obviously S55 is the best. And here he is, the main man. How's it going, bro?
What's happening, Tim? You good?
All good, all good. I obviously parked up next to your V's this morning. To be fair, guys, if you haven't heard about F80 Jack, check him out. I'm going to leave his information down below, but you obviously work here at Williams Performance. Your F80 looks stock, but obviously you got something similar.
Got a little bit of a surprise under the bonnet, yeah.
Okay, and we will obviously be making a video on your car specifically, probably in the warmer months.
Yeah.
Because
Need some
obviously,
dry weather, really.
I don't know if I've got the confidence to drive it, but yeah, definitely. But today, anyway, we are obviously going to be talking about stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, and you've also mentioned stage 4, which is great. Because I think a lot of people, there is quite a confusing thing between the stages, but it's more about the hardware. But we're just going to call it stage 1, stage 2, just for make it easier. So straight off the bat, I can see you've not got any hardware here.
No hardware.
Stage 1, what is that normally consisting of?
Yeah, so we're retaining the factory hardware normally. So on most of the models, we just keep the car as it is, and we just optimise the software.
Wicked.
So we usually use a boot mod as a tuning platform, and we'll add an off-the-shelf map to the car from there.
Wicked. And that normally, I don't want to say a certain amount of power, because obviously each engine is different, but say on a B58, that's normally upwards from 50 horsepower?
Yeah, you can expect around 50 or 60 horsepower, just again, software change, and that's all there is to it.
Wicked. And then stage 2. So guys, obviously we're going to do a magic trick right now. Stage 2 is going to appear right, and just like magic, we have two objects here. We obviously have a charge pipe and a B58 downpipe, and I believe this is for the N55.
This is for an N55, yeah.
And I obviously have had an N55 on my M2, and the charge pipe, when you up the boost, tends to crack. Or...
Well, I mean, as people know, on a lot of modern cars, the charge pipes, some intake pipes are made out of plastic, and it's common for them to crack. Especially on the N55, we've noticed sometimes even stock power, these are cracking, so we'd recommend this pretty early on in all fairness. But yeah, stage 2, you can definitely expect to replace the charge pipe for a metal item. And
to be honest, if you're watching this, Lee, I'm going to out you, mate. Lee, my mate, has an M2, went on track, and he had the stock one for ages. I was like, bro, are you honestly just going to never change them out, mate? Hit me up, Williams Performance, we'll get it sorted. He was like, nah, man, we'll be fine. And I think he did Bedford. I think he did like 5 or 10 minutes on track. Bang, it went, and he was stuffed. So Lee, if you haven't got one already, come hit us up and get that sorted. Definitely. But yeah, stage 2 also, something that I've done on the majority of my cars, but I'm yet to do on the M4, is downpipes. And obviously on our S55 anyway, we've got two. We've got primary and secondary.
Yeah, so we've got 2 banks on the S55.
And this one's just to make things simple for people. D-Cat, Sports Cat, what exactly is the difference?
Well, essentially, when we're replacing the cat for either a sports cat or a D cat, we're simply improving the flow in the exhaust system. So we're allowing the exhaust gases to get out of there as quick as possible. In my opinion, D cat always wins.
Here we go.
It gets rid of the gases as quick as possible. When we're talking from a performance perspective, that's the way to go. But obviously, some people might not have a friendly MOT tester.
There we go, so, that's what I wanted to hear.
That's where the sport cat comes into it.
100%.
We can replace the cat with a sports item, so it's just less cells in the cat, again allowing the flow in the exhaust system while keeping things legal for MOT reasons.
And I'm not too sure, but I do know that there was a build. We've got Mr. Williams, just a quick one, mate. Is there a guy running big power on the F31? And does he have a sports cat? Okay, no, don't worry about that. No, don't worry. Okay, there we go. So yeah, so that's what I was going to say. Even if you are running big power, can you still get away with a sports cat? Because people say you're just going to melt it. Is that?
Yeah. I mean, you can get away with it. I mean, down to tuning at the end of the day. So
okay. So at the big power points, obviously that's where a custom tune would come in.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Fair play. So now this is essentially stage 2, but now there is something else called stage 2 plus, which for some people can be confusing. But yeah, let's get stage 2 hardware out And the next one. So we've got here a little device that looks like it should be on a boiler, but it definitely shouldn't be, because this is quite a game changer for the car, right?
Quite a game changer, yeah. So what we've got today is the TU fuel pump.
Okay.
It's commonly found on, don't quote us on it, I believe the new generation 340 and the Supra.
Yep, Gen 2, yeah.
So it comes standard on those cars, and it's became a common upgrade on B58s, M140s, and also N55s, which we'll touch on in a sec.
Okay, yeah.
So yeah, basically the fuel pump can flow more fuel. If we can flow more fuel, we can burn more fuel.
Lovely.
And we can make more power.
Beautiful.
So yeah, that's the TU fuel pump.
And in regards to variants, I know obviously you've got the stock one on the B58.
Yep.
Then you've got this, and then there's the Dorch Stage 1 and Stage 2.
Yeah, there's a couple others on the market, and essentially I think the more you pay for your fuel pump, the more fuel it flows.
Fair enough.
It's pretty much just
Easy way to understand.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it works.
Wicked.
So yeah.
And in regards to this, I'm not going to get us too confused, but on my M240, we fitted a flex fuel kit and we ran ethanol.
Yeah.
And I believe there's a certain limit off this pump.
Yeah. So fuel pumps in general can obviously have a limit of how much they can flow. When we start adding ethanol into the fuel mixture, we need the flow to be even greater again to be able to flow the ethanol.
And also, so with this, it's coming from a Supra, a Gen 2.
Yeah.
There is a harness made for it, or the connector can be swapped over?
Yeah, so you can buy the connector. It's something we'll probably be able to supply.
Yep.
If you were to buy these fuel pumps, so we can supply the connector and the wiring to go with it, and that'll be
Sweet.
a simple case of probably 2 crimp connectors, all make something so it's really plug and play for customers using it on an N55, say.
Beautiful. And in regards to mapping, is it something you need to get a custom map, or can you use the off-the-shelf boot mod maps?
Yeah, we can use all the off-the-shelf software for these as well.
Beautiful. So we have now done probably where I have stopped anyway on all of my cars, Stage 2, Stage 2 Plus. And now we're going to get into Jack's category. If you've watched the channel for a while, you know that I have stopped at this point on my B58s. I haven't gone further, but we're going to click and change to Stage 3. Stage 3. I don't know why I did it like looks like Bunny Rabbit, but so just like magic, we have a big snail here. Not necessarily as big as the ones in Jack's car and obviously in this one, but nonetheless, still an improvement over stock.
Still an improvement, yeah. So this is a hybrid turbo. Various companies do hybrid turbos. So basically it's using the original turbo housing, and the insides are replaced. That's what makes it a hybrid. So
A bit bigger in there.
Bigger compressor wheel. Essentially the turbo internally is made bigger while retaining the factory fitting position.
And with this custom map at this point, or still?
I think there is some off-the-shelf options available for hybrid turbos, but to get the most out of it, you really want a custom tune on there, yeah.
And in regards to, let's be specific to the B58, the Pure 800, for example.
Yeah.
That's classed as the 800, and can you get there on pump fuel, or do you need a few more other bits?
I mean, it's the ratings on turbos are usually the maximum it can flow.
Okay.
So with ethanol, with all the fueling upgrades, that turbo can thereabouts maximise about 800 horsepower. I mean, you can expect on pump fuel on a Pure 800 maybe like high 500s.
That's more than enough, man.
Yeah, just on pump fuel there.
That's more than enough. And in regards to this is something that you fit and then forget, or does it need like more maintenance than the standard?
No, I'd say pretty much fit and forget. It's obviously we've mentioned previously about a couple of breathing mods like the decat and maybe charge pipes. Obviously we'll have to have those in place, but other than that, these are pretty much a fit and forget.
Wicked.
All standard fitment.
Wicked. And to mention, guys, as well, I think with this there is an exchange service, or if you can't take it off your car to send it off to them, you can pay the deposit and then
it's like a little grace
back.
period where you can have the time to take yours off and then swap it back over. Yeah.
Beautiful. So now we're going to get into sticky category. I can't even speak English. We're going to get into sticky waters now, because I don't have a clue about this stuff, but this is what Jack has mentioned as Stage 4, and this is obviously an M4. Thank you for the light, sir. This is obviously an M4 S55, so it's specific to the S55, but we're going to try and be as broad as possible, because I know on the B58 we're able to do that as well. So I'm still going to click either way because I'm just having fun clicking. So click, and we're continuing. So Stage 4 consists of totally unorthodox hardware, not your normal off-the-shelf stuff.
So this is Stu's car. It's a car we've had in for a little while now. Stu was on hybrid turbos for the S55, so being a twin turbo car, has 2 turbos. I think he had an issue with his turbos, and he eventually wanted to go down the route of single turbo.
Okay.
So we've had a custom manifold made. This one being top mounted turbo, as you can see, it's mounted right up next to the headlight.
Sure.
So everything's custom. Big shout out to Symphonetic, who do all of our custom exhaust work and manifold work. So yeah, the kit's made from scratch, starting off with a manifold. Uses a big full frame Garrett turbo, and obviously all the custom hardware to suit it.
Wicked.
This one's still retaining a standard engine and a lot of standard parts, just essentially the turbo kit and the pipework to go with it, really.
And in regards to this, because obviously we're going to do a separate video in more detail on this, on your car.
Yeah.
But I've got twins. Does everything else, this is a stupid question, but I've always wondered about it. Does everything work as normal still on the dash? Like your rev counter, everything else works as normal?
Everything behaves as it does the standard car. I mean,
Okay.
even driving the car around at low speeds with exhaust valves closed, you probably wouldn't even tell you were driving a single turbo car.
I've heard this pull out, and I've heard yours on Instagram.
Yeah.
You can still say, I think people are saying the 2JZ. I think that's a big shout. But
Yeah, it's a big shout, but I mean, it
it's
is
close.
You do get that
vibe.
slow rumble type of
Okay.
sound from the car, yeah. So
Cool. And in regards to this, again, pump fuel, or you have to run meth and ethanol?
this car we're using the standard fuel system, so
Okay.
standard low pressure, high pressure pumps. And this car also isn't running meth, so we are just on pump fuel on this car.
And in regards to this, I'm not sure if you've mentioned it. Is this the Garrett 1030?
So it's the G series from Garrett, so it's the G35 turbo.
G35.
And it's the 1050, so again, we mentioned turbo numbers before.
No way.
Yeah.
So this is capable of 1,050 horsepower.
Give this turbo the fuel it requires, and it will flow 1,050 horsepower.
Cheese
or thereabouts.
and bread. And on pump fuel, what are we making on this?
I had a little pull in mine the other day, and we calculated it around.
Okay, let me just cut you off here. You don't do little pulls.
No.
But either way, what was
we calculated like mid 700s.
cheese and bread?
And that's on wastegate pressure around 23, 24 psi.
And that's just on your casual Tesco petrol,
your
Shell V
99
power.
RON, yeah.
Wow.
Obviously the calibration is custom as well. We use HLC for that.
Sure. And in regards to this, I did see it up in the air when you were just finishing off on it earlier. The exhaust system needs a bit of tinkering because obviously it's not twins, right?
Yeah. So it's not twins. So obviously we've got a single exit from the turbo, so that you have to have like a custom mid pipe made, but it can all be incorporated into the standard rear section of the exhaust. So
Beautiful.
everything mid section backwards is as it would be on the standard car, so it still retains the exhaust valves and that side of it.
Beautiful. So guys, this isn't it, obviously, but this is the video. Stage 1 all the way to stage 4, and I always use inverted commas because not everybody really likes to call it stages, but it's just easier to break it down when we talk about packages or where you want to go to. And yeah, I think we've got to say a huge shout out to F80 Jack. Obviously his real name's Jack, his first name's not F80. He's obviously here at Williams Performance, so make sure you hit him up. Yeah guys, if there's anything you want to know, make sure you leave the information in the description. A slightly different video than what I normally put on the channel, but sometimes information is what people want to hear, and it gives you the confidence to take things forward in your project. So yeah, make sure you hit us up if you are interested. Yes guys, that has been the video on stage 1, stage 2, stage 3 and stage 4 explained. If we've missed anything out, let us know in the description and we'll try our best to make a video explaining it or just giving you guys more information. But as usual, if you have... Mabel, I'm trying to talk here. Oh, she's coming. Yes guys, if you have enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Mabel, should they subscribe? Yeah, they should subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care. God bless. Don't bite me. I'm on YouTube, man.